Hi everyone, Christopher Cook with Alliance Insurance Services. I hope you're doing great today. I wanted to take a moment to share something personal with you. Um, it's part of my story. It's part of why we do what we do for a living and why we do what we do for our customers, and why some of my beliefs are what they are. I grew up in a household with two amazingly loving parents who had two very different yet very similar childhood stories. Both of my parents lost their father at a young age. My dad, was 9 years old when his father was killed in an automobile accident, and my mother was 14 years old when her father died unexpectedly. In both scenarios, a spouse and four young children were left behind. The story of how they grew up from there is very, very different. Thankfully, on my father's side of the family, there were assets, there was money left behind that allowed my grandmother, my granny, to continue to raise her children in a comfortable manner, and everyone was okay, and it wasn't as much of a struggle. Sure, emotionally they struggled and they missed their father, and that could have, that altered all of their lives, but financially, there was food on the table, so to speak. Unfortunately, on my mother's side of the family, that was not the case. There was not assets left behind, and it was a very, very hard struggle for that family to raise four children. And that family had to move out of their home into a much smaller home. They became, they had to wear different clothes and eat different food, and they lived a harder life, and it was tough. They were dependent on their community and their neighbors to do the things for them that my grandfather would have been able to do. So that was a very, very different childhood for the two of them. And later in life, as I asked my mother why she was in the life insurance business, she expressed that to me and explained it to me, and it made totally perfect sense why life insurance was so important and why it was my mother's passion. And she took that passion and instilled it into me. And still today, even though we offer our customers every type of insurance product there is nothing more important to me than making sure our customers understand life insurance, understand that we can offer them life insurance, understand that we want them to have life insurance. It's the most valuable product in the industry, in my opinion. So all of that became painfully more in my face recently. In November of 2018, I lost my father very unexpectedly. And thankfully, I'm certainly not dependent on my father for financial income, but my dad did have a life insurance policy when he passed away, and he left a few bills, and those bills were easily taken care of by the proceeds he left us. And it was right then and there that reminded me, this is why people have to have life insurance. Had the suddenness of my father's death not overwhelmed me, the bills could have. The funeral bill, the hospital bill, just the remaining bills that were out there. You still have to pay the cable company for the last month of use and weird things like that. So life insurance is a very personal thing for me, and I encourage you to look into that with someone on our team at Alliance Insurance or someone you trust. But I just wanted to share that with you so that folks could kind of understand why I feel like life insurance is so important.